Hello, hello, we are live. I have echo because I didn't turn the volume down. Hi, Mariah. Hi, Patricia. So I decided to just jump on today and do a little play on the gel plate. Um, I also, because I want to show you something that P over at PM Artist sent me too as well. Tambien. Let me get that. I'm going to show you that first. And all that noise is my cat's destroying something over there. I don't know what it is, but we'll see. Hi, Paula. Hi, Norma. Hi, Bobby. Hi, Barb. Hello, hello. Hi, Tina. Hi, Christina. How are you? Okay, so recently I had a bit of a chit chat with Queen P over at PM Artist Studio, and I had sent her and Mariah a doodle of mine that looks something like this. Hi, Dory. Hi, Rosemary. Hi, Belinda. Thank you guys so much for coming in. That's wonderful. So yeah, and then Mariah made copies of these and she sent them to me. I believe these are laser printed, so you could have some fun with that. Um, the other thing is Mariah did a really good job of creating a digital of this doodle in the original color version that I did, and also in this black and white. So I've made it available as a download to my Ko-fi page, and that's usually that's in the description box of my videos. The link to that. I don't have it handy right now, but I'll get that for you soon. And it's a free download. And you get one of these, the black and white, and you get the color one. So fun. I thought we could play with some image transfers today as well. But like I said, I have to warm up my plates first. But that's why I want to show you these things. So he sent me this wonderful watercolor that she did. Look at that. It's watercolor, and I believe it's pen, like marker. So she thought that I could do this really cool thing, um, and cut it out as a frame. So she sent me this really little, this very detailed diagram of how to cut into this piece here, thus creating a frame. And then I have this little center part that I cut out into the triangles, and I get my top and bottom and then the sides. So I didn't want to cut this up until I knew exactly what I was doing. So I made a color copy of that, and then cut it up per P's specific instructions. A very nice list of instructions here. Okay, so that's the copy. So you can see what I did here was I cut out that center part by going up into that corner there, thus leaving me with the inner part, which I cut according to the directions here. And then she says the diagonals of the rectangle, use the side pieces on the top and bottom, and use the top pieces on the sides. So Mariah, I hope I'm understanding this right. This is how she thought it would be good. And to glue it out to cardstock, and the frame would be a frame for one of my Taino stamps. And for this, I chose Koki or Koki. But I like how Izzy says it, Koki. Very cute. So I did some whying on papers of the stamp, and if you don't know what whying is, that's just heat embossing. So I did this one on tea bag paper, and I think it turned out probably the best. That's the frog. And then this is on medical exam paper in different colors, because these are colors that are in the piece. But obviously, I'm going to cut out around the piece. All right, so you've seen that. Oh, I did it also on carnival tissue. This was the first one I did. It was kind of smudgy. This one's a little bit crisper here. So I don't know. I think the tea bag paper is going to be the winner because I have a feeling the tea bag paper is going to melt better into the background than the other paper. So we'll see. Can everybody hear me okay? Want to make sure that everything is hunky dory. Hi, Marcia. So that's that. So for the background within here, hi, P. Speaking of, so happy that you joined me today. Um, and I love this note at the bottom. It says, place it, glue it onto black cardstock. The goal is to use all of the piece. Voila, voila. She spells it Viola, but it's voila. So I thought a piece of this gel print, I've been hanging on to this for ages. There's actually a scanned version of this, I think on my Ko-fi page that you can download. Um, but I thought something like this would be cool in the background because the colors just go really well with the piece, but it doesn't detract from the actual piece. So if I actually hold this, see how much more vibrant the original piece is. I thought that would be cool to make it the background. What do you all think? What do you think? I use a piece of this under the frog within the frame. You smell what I'm stepping in? Okay, we got a yes from P and we got a heart from Mariah. So I'm gonna uh continue with this. Thanks, Paula. All right, this is I'm gonna cut this last. This is something I'm gonna do last. First, I want to figure out what part of this I want to use. So I've got a little guide here. She said, glue it down. Hi, Laura. It's Laura, right? I hope I get this correct. Elaayym. I believe that's Laura. Please correct me. I always get it wrong. I do want to get some of this bubble wrap in here. This is real bubble wrap I used on this one. This is before Carrie released his own bubble wrap stamps, which I love. Oh, this is I showed this or Karen showed this yesterday on her live stream. This is a piece I did. This was using pieces of I think Christy Hartman's. It's the last flower stencils of her that I used. It's the bits and pieces you get from when you order the stencil. All right, Laura, awesome. Thank you. And so I laid them down over the plate and I put on some TV and I just started just playing around. And I did a bunch of, where did we go? I did a bunch of prints on medical exam paper, just taking them and going over and over. And then added the gold using, I believe this is Estella stencil, the paisley. And you can see here Carrie's bubble wrap stamp. You better love it, Patricia. This is your transparent red iron oxide in action. That good stuff there. Yeah, so and these were actually I have the pieces here that were I used on the plate. So this is what the pieces that came from around because I did trim that stencil. Hi, April. You see this one. This here. Yeah, so that was like that. Yeah, so basically I used this to create different like, weird little bits and pieces here and just went to town on the gel plate with different paints and stuff. And that's how I got that. I did that on medical exam tissue and then I glued it down to some Richardson stock paper or printmaking paper, this stuff here. It's 88 pounds, 189 GSM paper. And I got a pile of mess over here. I know there's a lot I want to show you, but right now I'm gonna. Hi, Amy. Okay, so let's do this first. Move that out of the way. That was just something you could look at. So I want some of that yellow, some gold. So I think here would be good. And the question is, I need a pencil. How is everyone's day so far? It's Tuesday. It's January 6th. It's actually Three Kings Day. So if you celebrate, yay. It's in Spanish, we say El Día de los Reyes, de los Tres Reyes Magos. In other languages, it's known as the Epiphany, or in other cultures, rather. Yeah, Mariah, you've been working hard over there at the PM Artist Studio Shop. You guys have her and Brad very, very busy doing the Lord's work over there in Texas. Yes, I know. I can't see the lines either. There we go. Oh yeah, school started again, huh? It started today officially. You thought it started yesterday. Yeah. It's always a bummer. I'm gonna cut this. Now that I'm thinking about it, I need to cut this bigger than my frame because I want to be able to have an edge to glue onto the back of this before I lay it down. Okay. Izzy's back to school. Some normalcy comes back to the house, at least until their next break, which I think there's another one coming up in February. If I remember my school holidays. All right, I'm gonna go in like Flynn. Hey Eddie, I saved this to my Jelly Prints by my fave creators playlist on my channel. Hope that's okay. Absolutely. Share the love. That's what I say. Best day of the year for me so far. Paula K. Body finally seems to be getting the best of the flu. Yay, that's winning. And I'm in the studio for the first time in many, many weeks. Oh, Paula, you know what? That is fantastic. Fantastic. I am really need to stop talking and pay attention to what I'm doing here because I have a feeling I'm going to cut this wrong. So let's see here. Okay. I basically just want to make sure there's enough on either side of this rectangle to glue onto the back of that. So this is what I'm talking about, having enough that when I put it down, I can attach it. See. All right, and let's get rid of these pencil marks. Hi, Darcy. How are you today? I saw you live earlier, but I was doing other things and I couldn't really pay attention. Darcy was on live with Cheryl earlier. They were doing, I believe, the color combo for the month over at Makers, which is. I know I have it like right over here because I did it. I haven't released the video yet because I need to edit it. But here's the color combo. It's pageant blue, bright chartreuse, and heliotrope with the mark making overlapping circles. And then these optional colors is always black, white, and a metallic of choice. Look at that. So if you go to Makers of Mixed Media Art and Artists on Facebook, the group posted by PM Artists, you can download one of these cards and use it for yourself. There's two versions of it, I believe, like one landscape and one portrait like this. Shannon's making a family photo journal for her sister. It's a great idea for making frames. Yeah. Framing it out. I'm just trying to get rid of those harsh corners that I put in there. Yeah, and the color combo, it doesn't just have to be like gel printing. It can be, whatever media you want to work in, really. All right, so I'm gonna do this with the tea bag paper. I need some water. So I can do a little gluing. I had to turn the heat off in my house. It's getting so hot in here. I think the controller's broken, so it's like one setting, but I can't have it too hot. Hi, Jen. How are you? I'm so glad you caught us. Yeah, this was a last minute thing, as always with me. And I decided I had a few hours alone in the crib, and I said, let me turn the camera on and have a play. And if you're just joining us, what I'm doing is a little collab project I've got going on with Patricia over at PM Artist Studio, who's in the chat today. Patricia Carmichael. And she did this wonderful watercolor on a card. That's this here. That's this piece. Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit for you. Hold on. There we go. A little bit closer. You can see that a little better. Isn't that beautiful? and she sent me a detailed list of instructions on how to create a frame out of that to feature one of my Taino stamps within that frame. And I've chosen Koki or Koki, as Izzy says. And I love how she says it. It tickles me. All right, smaller scissors now. So I heat embossed my Koki stamp onto tea bag paper, and I heat embossed it in black. And I tried it also on the carnival tissue and on medical exam paper, but I think this one is going to be the best. Get that fussy cut in action. And as if many of you know, cutting tissue like this is not easy because tea bag paper is essentially like a tissue paper. So it's importante to have sharp scissors. Did you guys know that oftentimes if there's a kitchen supply or a kitchen sort of like, store in your neighborhood, they will do knife sharpening and also scissor sharpening, which is great. So check out those local spots. A lot of times you can get those services like that. So if you have a pair of scissors that you love, but they're dull, take it over, get them sharpened. So this is going to go on here. This is upside down. So that's going to go on there. And kind of move this down. I'm going to tack this on here. Should do that. If I had some washi tape, I'd be dangerous. Here, crap tape, crap tape. Where's the crap tape? It's annoying. I do have this really super thin masking tape though. Try that. Why you gotta make this so hard? Just gonna start it. You ever just do that? Just start it, the tape somewhere. Oh, here it is. Okay, okay. Okay. I'm just gonna tack you up right in there. Oh, I know why I have this. This is when I did watercolor all the time. I always had different size masking tapes. Hi, Zal. Thanks for hanging. So this is where I would glue this. So part of it's going to be behind. That's okay. All right, cool. Just using some Liquitex matte gel medium. So what else P taught me is glue with a damp brush. Don't use a dry brush to glue. And I'm going to give this a little spritz. Hi, Justin. How are you, sir? Sometimes this wetting of it helps with the transparency too. So I'm going to Put down my medium here. So remember, emboss side up. A little bit more. Oh, look at that. Yeah, good choice on the tea bag paper. It's melting right into the background. So that is going to be awesome. I can take this off now while that dries. You see that? It melted right into the background. Super duper. Don't rip it, Eddie. Come this far. All right, so just gonna let that dry. Water. And the next thing I need to do is I need to cut this guy. So, I think the best way to do it is I'm gonna kind of score it. So I can see the lines. I hope that works. Yeah, I can feel it. Hi, Graham. Hi, Adrian. And this piece that Patricia sent me is on watercolor paper, so it's got a nice heft to it. So I'm not digging, I won't be digging through the paper. This will just be like a little indentation so I know where to cut. All right, here goes nothing. Whew, I held my breath doing that. Hi, Angela. All right, so the question is, where's my cardstock? I gotta get this glue out of here and go there. Hi, Zippy. Sachets in like rep. Oh, slow down, slow down. Sachets in like a rat in on a rat darling down the stairs from the balcony. How do you do, y'all? How do you do? Yeah, this is the last minute, Graham. I thought I'd come in and grace you all with my presence. All right, so then I need to cut this down. So essentially, I'm cutting from here to here. Oops, I messed that up. And then from here to here. And not too shabby. All right, I'm gonna move the scanned ones just so I don't get confused. Hi, Carla. Hi, Vinny. Oh, thanks so much, you guys, for joining me. All right, so according to the instructions sent to me by Queen P, use the side pieces on the top. Well, I think this is what's going on here. This is going to be that. And then we have this pieces like this. All right, Patricia, if you're watching, please let me know if you prefer it this way or this way. Hi, Lynn. Okay, while you do that, let me check this out. Look at that. Beautiful. Almost dry. Okay. You prefer the left and the bottom. So you prefer it where Laura says prefer it with the smaller ones on the top and the larger triangles on the side. Now I don't have to use up this entire sheet of the paper, small at the top. Yes. Okay. Good call, Laura. Thank you, Patricia, for confirming that. So here's what I'm going to do. Small at the top. All right. So I'm going to run a bead of glue around the edge here. Get this piece down first. Move that so I don't muck it up. Yeah, guys, don't forget thumbs up. Lets people know that I am here and you're here. That goes there. That's not too shabby. What do you think? Love it. Okay, so I'm gonna tape that so it stays down while I'm gluing it. Bye, Amy. Thanks for stopping by. It's not the prince yet. I'd kiss it off camera. I'm gonna glue it where I see it, and that's where I see it. Come on, glue. I know it's cold out, but hi, Karen. So I was gonna just do a video of this today, and I said, you know what? Let me do it live because I want people to see the live process, but also um, just to get y'all's feedback while doing it because I thought this was a great idea. So we're doing small at the top. Lovely. I'm so excited. This looks so good. I was really nervous about doing this and getting it right. And then I thought, you know what? Even if I got it wrong, it'll still be amazing. Woo, woo. All right, got one more to go. All right. And again, this was done on watercolor paper, what I'm gluing down now. So it's nice, sturdy paper. Look at that. That's just a gorgeous, gorgeous piece. And I'm going to have to frame that. Thanks so much for this, P. I love it. Hi, Mo. Oh, how are you? Hope you're well, love. Okay, so let me do a quick little cleanup and we'll do some gel printing. How about that? Save your bits, save your bits. I hear that in my sleep, Mariah and Patricia. Save your bits. You never know when you're gonna need them. Thank you guys. Someone just popped in. Hi, Linda. You can Fly a kite over there. Oh, lovely. I love that. It's so cool. It's so cool. Once I figure out what frame I want to use to put it in, I will sign it, and I need to get P's signature on it somehow because this is all her. We'll figure something out. How about that? But isn't that great? All right. So before I do any image transfers, I'm gonna have to warm up a couple of my plates. So let me do that. Last night while I was watching the lovely Karen over at Slapping Paint on Paper, I was putting some layers on other prints that I did, and I happen to be using this is Rhonda's Dottie Miss Dottie. Oh, this go away. And it's the metallic magenta from Liquitex. That would be cool, Mariah, if you could what? Next time I order something, include the signature in there. I'll make sure and like remind you, and we can do it. We can do that. That would be fantabulous. My first collab of 2026. Whoop, whoop. All right. So the first thing with image transfers is you got to warm up your plate. So watch what we're gonna do. I'm gonna warm up my plates here. I need to get this off here. And then I have the opposite too, because I had leftovers. All right, so what do we want on here? We'll do a couple of quick pulls on this. Got- What do we have here? Let's use the teal. No. Hi, Anne. I'm just using what's right in front of me. This is turquoise phthalo. Oh, baby. You guys heard that song? Where the hell is my husband? I've been looking for so long. That's the artist, Ray. She is awesome. It's a great color, Graham. Very, very good color. Look at that. Pretty. Hi, Yolande. Did you love that song? He's got good taste. You raised a good boy. Hi, Siger. You know why I'm pulling this right now? You know why, not Mariah, Karen, because ain't nobody got time for that. 'Cause all we're doing is just I'm trying to warm up the plate and do image transfers, but that's kind of cool, kind of grungy. The magenta goes really good with that turquoise. Hi, Penka. Yeah, this stencil that I have the dots. This one is Dottie McDottie, Dottie Miss Dottie by Rhonda. I've altered the edges. Nothing fancy here. Just basically just follow the shape of the dots. So, do some. I'm just using what's in front of me here. This is some ultramarine blue. Let's throw in some. How about some of this metallic purple? Just for funsies. Welcome back, Laura. Oh, this is what I wanted to show. These things, these are the um, printed laser copies that you can get at PM Artist Studio to do image transfers with. They're printed off on a laser printer, obviously. I've used a couple already, but you can use them a couple of times after you've used it, let it dry. What's this plate doing? That nice and clean. Ooh, another good, interesting combo. That was the ultramarine blue in there with the metallic purple, and this, the dot situation here, that was metallic red or magenta. Super. It's great to start off with an 80s vibe. Okay, thanks, Patricia. Love you. See you soon. All right, let's do something else on here. So I got 2 plates warmed up. And I just got a fresh tube of Mars black paint that I can use. That's often a go-to for image transfers. Let's do a quick pull on this one. This is aqua. I went down a rabbit hole because I was up at like 4 o'clock this morning. I went down a rabbit hole on Instagram watching reels of raves in the 90s and like clubs in the 90s, people dancing and stuff. Oh my God. Forget how much fun it was. And then there was this couple, they danced to this song that was like, what do you call that? Oh, I forgot what it was. Anyway, I think I saved it to share with people, but anyway, so there's a couple and they look like they're in their 50s, very like plain Jane, Mr. and Mrs. Smith couple. And man, they turned it out for that song. The wife even did what's that the Running Man. Do you remember that dance? I know Mariah does. And Karen does. Jen, you probably did the Running Man a few times. Jen, Dog Life. That's what I'm talking about. Yolande, I don't know. I could see Yolande doing some busting some moves in the 80s and 90s. Yeah, see? Yeah, I remember. Yeah, freestyle music was how I was introduced to the dance music world. So I love me some freestyle. All right, this is good. I'm gonna do one quick background. I think we're okay. All right, so this is one of the doodles. This is the doodle I did that I sent Mariah, and she made it into a laser print. So let's see how well we could get this done. So we're gonna use this Mars Black. Almost. That's not too bad. I think my brayering was not great, but there's stuff going on here. And I apologize for the ring light. You could see it better like that. So let me let this dry. Let me get around the edges there. Although I do kind of like what the whatever was on this exam paper here transferred to the edges. So I'm gonna leave that. Let's let that dry. It's interesting, right? Very interesting. What's going on there? So let's try another one. The key is to having a nice even layer of your paint, but not too thick. And if you want to take some paint off, clean off your brayer, go back over, and this will remove some paint. Now I feel like it needs a little bit less. Okay, I like that. Gonna go down. Let's get this. Don't want to leave it down too long, just nice even pressure. Woo. Not too bad, not too bad. This one has even more uh, detail. I like that. Kind of looks like down here. Looks like a mountain range. You see that? Kind of cool. Carlos, we're in aerobics. I taught aerobics in the 80s. I think I've shared that before because Eddie asked me if I wore leg warmers. It could have been different reasons. I asked questions that have nothing to do with what you're saying. I like to mess things up. No, Justin, I feel you because I don't do transfers often because they're a pain in the butt and they get frustrating. So I figured if I'm doing it with you guys, it's all good because you guys know that it's hard to do. I know it's hard to do, so we can commiserate together and all that. Did you wear a wristband and oh my God, right? Those the the matching ones here in the head. Match with your socks and your shoes. All right, so the other one should be dry. That was a pretty thin layer. Let's go ahead. And what colors do you guys want to? Oh, sorry. Didn't mean to do that. What colors do you guys want to see? Oh, I could picture Mo in some fluorescent ones. Fluorescent green though, never fluorescent pink. I'd see Mariah in fluorescent pink. They're over there, Yolande. Hi, Liz. I didn't see you pop in. You want to see yellow, mustard yellow? I have yellow ochre somewhere. Yellow ochre. Ochre. Where are you? Some yellow ochre here. Thanks, Mo. Hi, chiquita. ¿Cómo está, mi amiga? ¿Dónde está la biblioteca? What do you have from here? Let's do some. I'm gonna try something, guys. Let me play with you for a little bit, will you? Let me try something here. We'll add a smaller one. Here we are. Let's do my borders brown borders. Hi, Jeanette. Yeah. If you're just discovering my live, this is a last minute thing that I do because I never know when I'm going to have access to the studio Sans the Noise Machine, aka my sibling. So, it happens when it happens, and it's always a fun little surprise. Carla, we don't say those things. Hi, Julie Parker. So Carla said, when I lose things, Vivi used to say, look under your fanny, Nana. Mo, do not translate that for the Brits. Thank you. I think they know what it means. Ooh, look at this. Like a cave dwelling. That's kind of cool, huh? I'll give that a few. All right, what colors are we doing here? Well, that makes sense, Yolande. Oh, all of you are hilarious. I don't want orange. Do not want orange. What is that? Sorry, guys. I'm looking for. Here it is. Do some crimson on the edges on this one. And then what about in the middle here? Oh no, you wouldn't want to lose your scissors in there. I'm just gonna leave that at that. I can't expand. I forget I'm not in chat. I'm live. All right, so that's crimson. Crimson. Got a little cad yellow deep there. What else? This one maybe. Let's see what we got. Paper down. Well, let me get my ruler out, Mo. That is a 2¼ incher. It grew. Wait, I just got that, Mo. It took me a second there. Ooh, fancy smancy. That's gonna be interesting. All right, so now that we played around on the smaller plates, let me whip out Bertha. Where are you, girl? Come on, Bertha. Okay, and then we have, so these are the laser prints images that you get from PM Artist Studio. They have all sorts, and I believe the link has been dropped in the chat for where to find these. So I'm just going to take a few, and they come in. You see, like they come in different sizes, large. You get 2 copies. And there's that one smaller. Oh, those are the ones I can use. So here we go. I'm going to cut out one of these Ripley Railroads, I believe this is. Hi, Alyssa. How are you? So we can fill up the page or just create our own kind of thing. So we've got a Ripley Railroad. Some of this. Should we do some of the skin or do we do smaller one or larger one? This piece. So I could do half of that. That's awesome, Alyssa. It's a great way to really get to know your paints and what you like best. Is to do a long gel printing session. Well, the trick is to get these down. I'm going to try and do these separately so that I don't, so one doesn't drive the other because I don't trust myself to do both at the same time. What do we have? Right in front of me. Little transparent red iron oxide. And I'll do the Mo, remind me, which print is this? This is this particular one. I don't know that one's name. Yeah, this is probably way too much. Ah. Yeah, that was too much paint. Let's see what we get. Not too bad, not too shabby. Cellular membrane, but look at that. Ooh. Got a little bit going on there. See if I can clean up some of the edges. No. Okay. So here's what I do. Get a little baby wipe. And just come in and kind of clean up some of those harder edges. Just trying to soften that up a little bit. Hey guys, don't forget that today at 3 p.m. Central, 4 p.m. Eastern is the PM Artist Tweak It Tuesday live stream. So you've got that to look forward to. All right. Julie says she's been trying to gather different papers to use as signatures and journals I'm making. I wanted to use paper from books that I had for that purpose. I must have gotten rid of them. Oh, well. You know what, Julie? That's just an excuse to take a trip to the local thrift shop and get some used books. All right, so that's that. I got another braille. Thanks, Shalond. And then below, we're going to do the railroad. See, and that's the problem is I keep looking at it like, oh, this is how I'm going to see it. But no, it's going to be like this. So maybe we'll do. What if I use the other one, Eddie? That would make sense. The other one. Here, let me just cut this out and see what we got. Yeah, I like that better. Okay, so use that one. And this is probably not enough. See, there's always that happy medium that I can never find. All right, take our time. Lay it down. Rubby dub dub. Frotage in the tub. I left it down too long. Well, that's what happens when you don't pay attention. Well, I left it down too long. That was my fault. But there's stuff there. There's stuff there, so I'm not worried about it. And like I said, you can use these again to do laser to do more transfers. So let me see if the ones that I've already used. This is another part of that. Here. Use some of this. just for fun. Get something down on here. Maybe for this one, I'll use some of this ultramarine blue. Yep, that's ultramarine. I'm experimenting with different types of paint, and that's way not enough to do the transfers. I've had success with different types of paint, and it all depends on a lot of stuff: the weather, the moon, the boogie. Hmm, Not much going on there, is there? All right, so we'll make something out of it, that's for sure. Look on the back. Not a lot going on. But sometimes once you put that paint down, that's when you really get that. You get that. Oh, I did get something. Okay, let me. Oh, I can't put that there because my keyboard's there. Let's pull these prints we did earlier. Oh, that is drying. It does, Yolande. It does. Oh, yeah. That is cool. The edges are actually kind of really cool because of the impression left by the paper I used to pick up the paint around. That's kind of cool. And here's the other one. Got some weird stuff in it. Something got in there, kind of grainy. Well, this one wasn't quite as successful, but it's got a really cool abstract feel to it. I love the edges. But then in here, you can definitely see a lot of cool detail from the transfer within there. But you know what? This is why we experiment. You know what I mean, Jelly Bean? All right, now this one. Let's take. Let's go back to the Mars Black and let's see if I can get anything off of here. Let's go back to the beginning when there was light. Yeah, I know that is too much paint, Eddie. All right, I'm just going to go ahead, put that down, and see what we get. Hmm. It does not want to participate today. I don't know why. Just wants to be a bumhead. Get some of that paint off of there. Well, you don't want to play that so hard. I'm thinking there's it's too warm in here for some reason. Maybe things are drying up fast, but I did shut the heat off, so it shouldn't be so bad. All right, let's try down here, see if we can get anything down there. Yeah, we're creating good shapes, Mo, but not what I wanted. Just playing around today, guys. It's how I learn. All right, come on, railroad. Hey, that's what we call a successful transfer. Look at that. All right, got something there. That's exciting. Move this to the drawing area. All right, so that is pretty cool. At least we got one really good one. All right, so for this one, I think it might could need a stencil. I've got a stack out here that I've been using in rotation. See what we can find. 2 o'clock. A bunch of little ones. How about those? Who knows this one? Bricks. Let's do that. What do you know about bricks? Let's lay down some bricks on here. Okay, you move. You need to move too. So what do I have going on here? What color do we want bricks with? Bricks need. Um, Gold. There's some gold here. That's right, Yolande. She's a brick house. She's mighty, mighty. All right, got a little brick action there. What's the earworm? Oh, hi, Miriam. How are you? Just gonna just to soften out this edge here. It's a wet wipe, but it's mostly dry. It's not really that wet anymore. I'm not too worried about this here because I'm just going to use the 8 by 8.5 by 11 paper. Brick house. Oh, okay. To eat, going to bed. Oh, what? Oh, look. This is one of those prints that I get that I do when I use the paper, where I use my smaller plate as a palette. So let's get that print. I think that would be cool. That's going to be a nice print. Who's messaging me? I can't see. Oh, there you go, Eddie. Clean it off. That would be importante. All right, guys, let's take a look and see what color we want to pull this with, because that metallic will dry sooner than we think. So let's think of pull colors for this. Any suggestions from the room? I'm going to take a sip of a drink here because I'm thirsty. Oh, Carla, that's very sweet. Were you on the pet when you were on the box dancing when he asked you? Carla said, "Look at me. Look at me." Okay, what do we have here? Come on, guys, I need a color here. What should we pull this with? So we've got that trans red on the top. We've got the gold. We've got blue. Easy peasy, pumpkin squeezy. I have silver, but I don't like putting the silver with the gold. I need something that's gonna punch it up a little bit. All right, let me take a peek at what I'm going here. Turquoise and pink. Yolanda, you saying the turquoise over the blue? Back it up. Back it up. You guys hear that? Someone's backing up. Okay, so what do I have for pink? I've been using a lot of the pink that I have because it's not much. Um, I would look at diamond ring. No, I would look at diamond ring. Oh, I see some right. here. Nope, that's not it. No, Eddie. I may have used it all. Nope. Okay, so we've got some pink here. And then for teal. What do we think of these? I don't have hot pink or anything like that, unfortunately. Um, I can make a pink with this one here. Because I don't know, I'm kind of not a fan of that pink. here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna make a pink using this permanent red and a bit of white. This is titanium. Let's see what I can get. Yes to these, but the turquoise on the top over the transparent red. Pink at the bottom over the blue. So I'm gonna go pink at the bottom where the blue is. Okay. Mas blanco. Now, Devin, you're telling me something different. Okay, so we want so she thinks the turquoise over the blue. All right. I don't know what I'm gonna do yet. Let me mix up some pink here and see where we're going. And then I'll make a final decision. I love everybody's suggestions. I do. Let's see what we can. There. Sorry, I'm a people pleaser. Oh, that's that. Maybe a little blue here. I'm just going with the guys. We get what we get, then we don't get upset. I may have just mucked this whole thing up, but you know what? I don't care. All right, let me get this out of here. This is, it's gonna be amazing. You call it brave, call it silly. I don't know. I call it fun. It's just paper. But this is the kind of stuff I do when the camera's not on. It's just putz around and put down different stuff and see what happens because that's how you're gonna learn and kind of figure out what you like and what you don't like. I'm not going to show you what it looks like yet. I'm not going to show you. You gotta wait. Okay. So what I have going on up here. Let's see if this is dry yet. That is not dry. Is that dry? Yeah. Dry enough. I don't think that was all going to pull. There wasn't that much gold paint on there anyway. So pretty. You see? Kind of cool. Very nice. I like that. All right, we can put this pink on here. And it can dry out there. Oh, you're available. Cool. This is my 9x12. Let's get, where are the rest of those? Here we go. There's a Craftalanche waiting to happen. All right, let's give this one a go. I really like that one. So I think for this one again, I'm not gonna cut it out. Let's get some paint here. Make some room on my table here for myself. Wish me luck. Fingers crossed. What? That's what I'm talking about. Look at that beauty. Okay. Let's clean up these edges here. You do not want to go out with ugly edges. See, it's a matter of just keep going, keep trying. These. I'll get a nice clean outline here. Hi, Vanessa. Okay. There's somebody here, and I think they just dropped something off, but I didn't order anything. Uh, all right. That is lovely. I am so excited about that. Let's see, don't. We lost it kind of here, but that is okay with me. Bring it off. All right. So suggestions. Should we do stuff in this open area, or do we leave it alone and just worry about the color? I really want to use this one here, the Sennelier quinacridone burnt orange. That's for sure. This onion particular is always tricky. Onion? Talk about onion. Dang it. I think Mariah's talking about onions. I don't know. All right, so I'm gonna leave it because I agree with some of you folks that say just leave it. We'll pull it, and then we will get another. We'll do stuff. I can do stuff on it another time. This one is tricky. Well, I think too because of the length. I don't know. I could be wrong. This is an amazing color here. I suggest everybody go out and find. All right, I'm gonna get my sketch paper. That is my sketch paper. It's this stuff here I'm talking about, the sketch paper. So you can get wonderful prints using the stuff. It is this is a 9x12, but it also comes in. Where's the big one? Where's the big one? I just had a large one here. I wanted to show you. Where'd that one go? Well, I guess I'm not going to show you that. Anyway, here I can show you this one. This one's done with Darcy's squared up. This is a on the larger Yasutomo sketch paper. Okay. All right, this sprayer you need to go away for now. I always print with the shiny or the smooth side down. Just find the prints turn out better that way. When you feel the paper, there's a smooth, definitely a smooth, and a more rough side. Thanks for that link, Mo. That Ko-Fi page is where you can download this doodle for free. You can it downloads with the black and white version and then the original version with the color. This is a doodle I made, and I sent the original to PM Artist Studio, and Mariah was kind enough to do a black and white version with her digital magic, and get it ready for me to upload. So I provided it on my Ko-fi page. And if you want to, you can buy me a coffee too. Lord knows I need help buying coffee these days. Beans are like coffee beans are like gold. Okay, what do we have here? Ooh, so pretty. I really wish I'd use more paint. I'm not going to quibble over that. It is what it is. We get that a few minutes to dry. Won't need that long. And we have this bad boy here we need to address. Something needs to happen in here. That's time for some crap tape. So it's 2:30. Oh, am I running out? Don't have that much left, do I? I think we know the rest of it is. See if I can get any paint pulled up from using my crap tape here. What's left on here? I literally had like 4 rolls of tape over here yesterday, and within the piles they've disappeared. It's really annoying. I had all this crap tape up here. No, it's all gone. Well, what are you gonna do? Oh, I don't know. I want to say I have about 20, 25 designs total, including stamps, Liz. Stencils I own, I cannot tell you. I do not know exactly how many. So if you didn't know, this is the crap tape technique, aka washi tape technique, that was made famous by P over at P Artist Studio. And usually she does it a little bit more artistically than I am doing here. But, you, well, she found her scissors, Graham. That's the problem. She found her scissors. I haven't found my damn tape. I haven't found my damn mind either. Lost my mind. Okay, that's enough. Let's just do funky stuff. How about that? And we can save this for mark making. Go in the pile of junk. This can go back on here. Save my paper towel rolls. Roll up your tissue prints on there. Keep them nice and safe. Oh, shall we do the reveal? Because I'm going to get off here at about probably in a few minutes. I am. It's messy over here, and I need to clean up before the PM live stream. But let's see. let's see how this one turned out. Some of it, that's a lot. That was just when I added that paint there with the spatula. This is funky. Okay. So this paint is still wet there. Pro tip, let it dry. It's a little wacky. It's a little out there, not my favorite, but like this part here, I really love that. I think in pieces, it's gonna be really cool to use. There's a little bit for everybody. That's what I'm gonna call this one. Yeah, I lost some stuff there, but you know what? Case of rum, case of rum. What are you gonna do? So, off there. Let's get paint on that other plate. Here you are. All right, so I've got a railroad. I'm gonna do. Where is my? Oh, here it is. So I think Arctic on the top. Oh, I haven't used this lavender yet. I like this bright purple, not lavender. I was called lavender. Let's have a little play. We'll do a little ombre. Do purple, Arctic, and I think at the tippy toppy, it would be best to do some of the ochre. Yeah. Where is my husband? To 14 and 25 is a lot. I don't know what you mean. Like a boss. Oh, thank you, Mariah. Oh, yeah, that's going to be cool. Don't forget, my plate is not 100% clear. So it's going to look a little bit different, but this is an industrial landscape. What do we think? I think that's going to be fantastic. All right, watch this. Oh, look at that. Yes, ma'am. All right, that's a keeper. Look at that. That's very cool. Okay. You can go right there. This definitely needs to dry. This I won't be pulling during this live stream because it needs to dry. That is for sure. Unless you guys want me to go a little bit longer, I can go a little bit longer. I don't mind. Because it's 1:30 for it's 2:30 here my time. So I think we're good. Yeah, the brayer off is definitely a bonus. All right, let's just play around. I'm gonna keep playing around until that dries. Why not? Girl, you said the magic words, Jen. Jen said longer is good. All right, well, let me get a sip of soda. You guys look at this beautifulness. I have to take a quick nature break. I'll be right back. There was no delivery. I don't know what's out there. They were making noise. Okay. I can go there. Have you guys seen my newest stencil? The newest stencil is the result of a live stream I did where I decided to, jeez, come on, Eddie. I decided to play with this design I'd been working on. Okay, here it is. Squiggles and squares. It is a mask. Do I have a ghost? I, I don't know what I have. Poltergeist. Don't go to the light, Carol Ann. Bye, Alyssa. Thanks for stopping by today. I really appreciate it. Hi, Michelle. Michelle with one L is in the house. All right, let's make a little room here for Eddie to groove. All right, so yeah, this is Squiggles and Squares. Originally had a border. I cut it up, meaning I altered the edges, and I liked it better. So I decided to play with it on the live stream, and Mariah said, I need that. So there we go. All right, so what are we gonna paint with? This today. scooch you over, put you there. Okay. Here's something else I've been doing. So if you get the medical exam paper, it comes in a long roll like this, long roll, right? It's big. So I cut mine in half, or one of them in half. And so what I do is when I'm playing around is I will make a print, leave it on there, and then just do like a whole bunch on the roll. So then I can just roll them up on a cardboard tube, and I have a scroll of gel prints. What? You say what? You say what? Yep. Isn't that fantastic? And then they all dry together. So that is my tip and trick for the day. All right. So that video will be out soon as well. So what I did is I took a bunch of my small stencils and stripper stencils and all that. I trimmed them up, and then I put them down on a plate, and I just started layering paint and pulling prints and paint and pulling prints. And the final print for that was pulled, and I cannot for the life of me remember where it's somewhere. Oh, I see it. I can't show you because it's going to be on a video, so that one you can't see. So here, let's pull some prints. Let's have some fun. Okay. And what I like about this, it's an inexpensive paper. This is not a pricey um paper to use, which I love. So great for playing around. What are we gonna do here? Let's start with this. I strung an elastic onto a TN style journal cover made with 4 holes, I think. Oh, so like the elastic holds in your signatures? Is that what you mean, Julie? I've done that. It's a really cool way because to do it, especially if you don't like sewing. I see, Laura, you're out there killing it with those with your shorts. Laura does a lot of gel printing. That's I don't know how to pronounce it, but ELAAYEM in the chat. That's Laura. She does really cool gel prints. Tambien. 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 Well, also, since I acquired a cutting machine and also finally figured out how to set it so they cut um when you say LAM. Oh, okay. LAM. All right, that's easier. So when I yeah, finally got the settings right on my Cricut and everything actually cuts like it's supposed to, it's been awesome. What's on here? This is some shiny stuff. This is a cheapo paint that I used to use when I first started gel printing, the Top Notch acrylics. These are, I think Joanne made these. Very inexpensive. But they get job done. I just saw black tissue here in my pile. Black tissue. See what it looks like. I know, Laura. I know. All right. Tissue's hard to see, I know. Lighting situation here is crazy, but look at that. Shiny goodness. Shiny goodness. Love it. Get down. Get down. What's the black? Yeah, the black tissue is fun to use. You know what else? Ooh. You can see the mess I am making over here. But it's all worth it. Try it on the gold. Isn't that cool? On the gold. That's it. So cool. All right. So we use gold tissue, black tissue. I'm giving you guys all the good stuff today. Let's get some of this golden green fluid acrylic. This is the from Blick Gold Green. This one, this paint has a very interesting smell. It's not awful. It's just, it's a familiar smell, but I can't pinpoint it. Just does that make sense? All right, so that's my Hammermill color copy paper I just put down. I feel like Amy Kreckman's going to pop back in any second now. This is the magic that happens when you just add paint and start pulling from the stencil. You know, adding layers because you get stuff that comes up off the stencil. That's really cool. over so I don't knock everything down. Yeah, the green is grungy and yummy. And we're going to add to it some Jenkins. This Jenkins, though, is almost out. So I'm going to throw in a little bit of this, what do you call this stuff? Airbrush medium. And I need a pipette. Oh. Eddie, you did image transfer before. Any tips? I've not tried it. Yeah, the beginning of the video I was doing the beginning and middle, I was doing the image transfers, and they take practice. They do. You want to make sure that the image is printed with the laser printer on the best setting. And you can get that done at printing places if you don't own a laser printer. Hi, Rhonda. No worries. I was actually going to leave a little bit earlier, and I said, let me stay on and keep playing. Yeah, Lucy. There was some. It definitely rewatch it because I had some successes and a couple of failures. So, um, it's not a perfect science. There's a lot to take into account when you're doing image transfers, but always start off with a good quality laser print. And PM Artist Studio, which is the ones I was using, they have some really good laser printed images that you can use on the gel plate. Bye, Yolan. Thank you for hanging out. I really appreciate it. This is the Carnival Wet Strength tissue. Yeah, I'm not putting down enough paint here because I'm busy. Oh, what? That's crazy, Rhonda. Sorry, Rhonda. Yeah, I know it was last minute again, but I did put it in Makers. Maybe this wasn't Carnival Wet Strength. Oh, you know what this might be? This might be teabag paper. Because Carnival usually doesn't rip like that. But look at that. This is a great print to build on. That's what I like about this stencil too, is you can come in with another layer, fill in that, or you could doodle it. All that good stuff. You guys have any color suggestions? Let's go with a little bit of the Azel Gold here, and I like to throw in a little bit of the turquoise. You know what, Laura? I actually do not have any more olive green. I ran out, and it's on my wish list because Liquitex has one that's really, really beautiful that I've used, and I like it, and I want to get that one again. Soon. Look at you guys. I'm seeing all kinds of good colors there. Love that combo. All right. I saw bronze in there. I know I have bronze somewhere over here. I have a little bit of bronze here. Can squeeze some of that out. So then we have the bronze there. What other color did I see? I saw orange. Hi, Nancy Lee. Thanks for stopping in, even just for a quick second. All right. Let's see. Orange. All right, let's see what I can get out of here. The big chunky monkey here. Got to get that out. All right, got a little bronze here. This is a real nice. Oh, good tip. Thanks, Laura. I will check that one out. And just throw it all on there. Just throw it all on there. That was the transparent red iron oxide. Let's just get grungy and messy. We don't care. It's just paper and paint. Hey, Anthony from London. It's been a while. How are you, sir? Hello, governor. That's the last time I do that. I am a silly goose. What can I say? Awesome. I saw the pictures of the snow in Paris too this morning. So pretty. In Amsterdam, they got lots of snow up and dark. Craziness. All right. Let's add a Prussian to this. I'm going to add the Prussian. I saw that on the list. Oh, I didn't know that you were in the UK, Laura. How did I not know that? We got a lot of UK folks up in this place. Because Lucy's in the UK, Mo's in the UK, obviously our London Anthony's in the UK. So when I moved to the UK, I have a lot of friends now. That was still wet. Jeez. The only problem with the scroll thing is sometimes it doesn't dry as quickly as you want. But look at that, the orange and with the Prussian. Love that. Christina, I use the Artist Blick tissue or the Blick Artist tissue. It comes in large sheets. Let me show you. It comes in this package like this, 12 by 18 sheets. That's what it looks like. All right, so now let's do the gold now. So I saw that on the list. All right, guys, this is gonna be my last print. I will pull that other one I have on. I have two on the plate I need to pull. Hopefully, I can get them both up for you. And then I'm gonna go bye-bye. And I will see you over at PM Artist Studio, which is at 4 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Central. So that gives you some time to relax, grab a cup of coffee, get something to eat, and then head over there for some Tuesday tweaking. And I so appreciate everybody who's come and hung out with me today. It's been an awesome, awesome day. Thank you. Shining and new, like a virgin. Oh, touched for the very first time. All right, I'm gonna put a little something on here. What am I gonna put on here? What do I want on there? Let's do. Micaceous iron oxide. What come out? Here we go. Micaceous me. This stuff is great. It's got a texture to it. It's fun to use. It's gonna make a weird color combo here, but you know what? I'm all for it. Oh, that's wonderful, Lucy. Yeah, I'm so happy you guys could, not have to stay up so late to watch. Thanks, Nancy Lee. So you might be wondering, why are you doing all these prints? Well, it's sort of like a long haul, right? Um, so what I'll do is I will pull this up and then, oh, I broke it. That's okay. Be careful when you're lifting your stencil. That was a rookie error. But see, I think it was already, I had already messed it up, but that's easily fixed. I can use some crap tape and get that all sealed up. So now this left behind, I will let dry, then pull this a print off that. Look how cool that is. Just from the few prints that we did. So, all right, let me let that dry. And I have over here this transfer that we did. And this was using the laser prints that you can get at PM Artist Studio. Yeah, I'm glad I took you guys' advice because this one will be fun to doodle and do other stuff with. So thank you. Thank you. That's such a good color. That's the quinacridone burnt orange. It's on there. Oops. And then this was that ombre. Fingers crossed. I'm going to give it a go. I think we can do it. Crack my edges. So this will be the final pull. Thank you guys so much again. And I will see you over at PM Artist Studio later. Ooh, love it. This is a great way to end. I call this my industrial landscape. And this is this was supposed to be a transfer, but it didn't work. So I used some washi tape to pull up strips there. And then this is Ripley Railroad, a transfer that did work well. And then I did an ombre to pick it up. So thanks so much, guys. I really appreciate it. Love and hugs from my painty fingers to yours. Be nice to each other. Be nice to anybody you see. Just smile. It's really easy. Share the love. See you later. Bye.